Hello, I'm Ys here. Today we're going to be looking at the wonderful fragrance from the house of Ys Uzac. It is part of the AD series. For those who are not familiar with that subline, it is pretty much capturing the 8 main dimensions of human development throughout history. And then each fragrance is trying to capture an important marker in history that makes us who we are today. So for example, Silix, that I love out of the line, does a good job at capturing that history or that marker that is in link with the discovery of fire and early weapons. And the one that we're going to be talking about today is called Pavillon des Orchidées. In short, in the bottle it just says Pavillon, and then that one does a really good job at capturing the early Valentine celebration, romantic meetings, and it is in line with the Chinese cultural and poetic event called Orchid Pavilion Gathering. So if you type that in Google, you're going to see there's a lot of history behind it. So I think it was a cool concept, and it did a good job at capturing what that feels like, or what one would imagine it feeling like. Now jumping into the presentation, you can see the beautiful detail on the bottle, the front of the bottle here. In short, it just says Pavillon for Pavillon des Orchidées. Really beautiful presentation here, but the scent is also amazing. What I get out of this one, 3 main accords, but they blend seamlessly. I get a beautiful recreation of a honeysuckle accord that is just to die for. Is really well done here, along with the addition of a champagne note that adds a slightly floral but also slightly spicy nuances, but also like a tea mate like finish to the fragrance. Along with that, I also get a warm feeling, slightly spicy accord that is coming from a ginger like note. It is not listed in the note breakdown, but I do get that underneath the fragrance. So these 3 main accords are so well interwoven that it creates this smooth, pure picture. It feels like you're being supplanted in the middle of a floral garden by a body of water, and you're smelling this cool breeze carrying along the smell of fresh water, but also the fresh floral aspect to it. It is really capturing that pure essence, the type of blissful, innocent, pure feel that you get at the beginning of a relationship, and they did a really good job at capturing that cultural or poetic picture. Now, besides the amazing romantic scenery that it does a good job at capturing, what I'm impressed with is the recreation of the honeysuckle accord. In general, you're not going to find a honeysuckle oil that is being used in perfumery too expensive there, so people tend to do their own accords, and they did a fantastic job here. So the basic structure of the accord is made of orange blossom, jasmine absolute, and a little bit of beeswax. But here you can say that the components that are used for the honeysuckle accord are much more than these 3, and then you're not going to smell something that is sparse. It comes off really coherent, really well representative of the honeysuckle accord. So what you get out of the fragrance is this slightly honeyed glow, floral aspect for the honeysuckle, but also the champagne that is adding those subtle spicy accords with a little bit of tea mate like finish to it, and then the warm feel that I get out of the ginger accord. Now onto the honey note here. There's nothing animalic about this one, so if it's a concern, don't be worried about that. Typically when we think about honey in most of the commercial fragrances out there, we think about something that is overly sweet. We think about something that is slightly animalic, has slightly urinous feel to it. None of that. Here you're gonna get an innocent sweet honey. Think about a gold glowing sweet honey feel, and then attach like the floral aspect of the honeysuckle, and then also the floral aspect of the champagne here, and then the warm feel coming from the ginger note that are not listed in the note breakdown, but that's what I get anyway. So it is a fairly linear fragrance. It's not going to evolve much, but it's so well done. Now beyond the 3 accords that I get, there's something magical that I think is taking this fragrance to the next level. Now remember, I did mention that it's like sitting in the middle of a garden, and then that is by a body of water, and you're smelling the cooled water smell. They did a fantastic job capturing it here. I'm not sure what notes they're using, but there's this fluidity that is added to the background that just is just evocative of being supplanted, like I said before, in the middle of a floral garden that is sitting by a body of water. They did a fantastic job having that watery, fluid feel to it in the background. It just complements the floral aspect. It adds that air of purity, but also that air of innocence to the fragrance. Now in terms of performance, this one is a beast. It's not a loud fragrance, but it stays on for a long time. Extrait de Parfum come in 50 ml here. 2 sprays and you're set for the whole day. Longevity 10 plus hours. Projection is really good for at least 5 hours. Beautiful scent bubble around you. It's just cozy. There's this pure nature about this fragrance that is just soothing, and it captures that romantic feel that they tried to do anyways. Now, in terms of situations, you can wear this one in any situations, but I would say formal, dressed out, this one is going to be a wonderful date fragrance. Now, for people who are into gentrification of fragrances, you might find this one leaning feminine if you associate florals with feminines, but for me, I wear anything that smells good to me. If you're in that category, definitely give Pavillon a try. If you don't like florals, I would say stay away from this one. Now, if you love a wonderful honeysuckle accord, definitely give this one a try. If you're a woman, please give this one a try. It is wonderful, well done. There's something addictive about this one. Again, something innocent and impure about this one that is just to die for. It's really artsy, but also really wearable. There's nothing offensive or too out there in this one, but there's a beautiful spin that I added into the construction of the honeysuckle, pairing it with the champaca and that warm feel from the ginger that I get. Now, onto pricing and availability. I've not found a house in the US that carries them. If you know of one, let me know, but I do order mine straight from the website. This one, 380 euros, 50 ml extra the power from 2 sprays, lasts you a long time. It is expensive, but it's well worth it for what I'm able to experience in this one. Now, for people that are not familiar with the house, artsy take on fragrances, sometimes edgy, so I'll recommend definitely sample first if you're not familiar with the house. They have a sample pack for, at the moment, I believe, around 90 euros. I'm going to put the correct pricing here. For that price, for the sample, I think is well worth it. To give you a good feel about the house and what they do before you dive in and get full bottles. Now, for the 90 euros about there, and then the samples that I get, quite sizable. It will give you enough wearings to test them, so definitely do that before you jump in and just buy the fragrance. Like I said, edgy, artsy take on fragrances, really unique there. Now, if you've tried Pavillon, let me know what you think of it or the line in general. Again, thank you for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and take care. Bye.